Today I will show you how I made and released the track on Spinnin Records together with Smack, and this is how it sounds like. The whole idea behind this track started with a remix edit for Asketa and Night in Shame, which unfortunately didn't get released, but this is how it sounds like. I think the whole idea was nice, so I tried to rework the breaks a bit, and this is what I came up with for Smack. So I sent them over this idea, and they sent me this back. So this is how it all started, and let me show you how I continued on it. So from the remix I showed you, I picked these sounds. Which already has a very nice vibe. And I continued on to stack some more layers on top of these chords, and this is what I came up with. And I like these chords a lot, they're very dark. So we got a few layers. So we got the Reese bass, which is very basic, and it's all filtered down. So we just get the lows and the movement. Then we got this nice pad from Analog Lab. Then we got some keys. And this ARP, which I love. But the main part are these vocal samples, which sound like this. And as you can see, I kind of switched between those every few chords to create a bit of interestingness in the break as well. So the sounds are switching. As you can see here, they're playing different chords, which I think made the break a bit less boring. This is basically the main part of the break. Of course, we have some little synths here and there. Just some random sounds that work, a bit of noise, some atmospheres. And of course we got the vocal as well, which has been processed a bit differently by Smack, but this is my version.
Pulled up, walked in, back door, faded, gone off, OG, that smell, dangerous.
And all together we have this.
Bad bitch, new clothes, look better, naked. She wild in the club, woke up famous.
Then we go after 8 bars to the build-up, where we got basically the same 4 bars as in the break. Also, we can hear the lead coming in.
Shorty fucking with my lifestyle.
Very filtered, a lot of reverb as well on it. Then we have some risers. I like this chord a lot, that's detuning after time. Makes it sound very epic. And also we got a bit of a drum fill, just some snares. And all together, it sounds like this. Also, we got a kick going on here that's kind of bringing more energy, and it's coming up in volume. And as you can hear, we got the chords looping on one note to bring more tension. In the pre-drop, we have just this fill. And also, we got the start of the melody, which starts a bit early before the drop, which I think I found very interesting at that time. And the melody itself is super basic. It's just a few notes. It's basically just minor third and minor fifth playing in here. As you can see, we got some bass notes. The reason behind it is because I'm distorting them together. So without these bass notes, the lead will sound like this. Bit flatter, and here it sounds very more aggressive. For the sound itself, it's one of my tweaked chords Unami, and I also put this one in my Secret and Sick Essentials free pack. If you want to check it out, the sound itself is pretty basic. We just got a sine wave with some harmonics, which I'm like FMing. Let's see the processing. We got a disperser. We got a parametric EQ just to tweak it a bit, clean it up in the lows. Some ring mod, which I'm modulating later. Serum effects, which adds a phaser filter. And we have a delay as well, which I'm gonna use later. Some OTT. Very harsh OTT. A bit of distortion. More OTT, because why not? A Saturn. This sounds very ugly right now to me. But yeah, this is what I did. We got an Echo Boy for some width. More EQing in the mids. Then we have a Shaper Box for sidechain. Endless Mile and Balance that I'm using in the build-up. We have a Pro L to squash the sound a bit, a Soothe to remove some harsh frequencies, a bit more of a drastic EQ, but this one cleaned it up a lot. Another Pro Q to remove all the low end. And yeah, that's basically it for the synth. We also have some layers. This one, which is going through the same processing, and also this one, which is more for attack. And altogether it sounds like this. As you can see, we have some more stuff going on here. We have some chords, which aren't very special. They're just like super soft chords. And what they are doing, they're just filling up the space a little bit more and making it more epic in a sense. Then we have the basses. So here we have my favorite sound of all time, the bass Kirby sub, which has just some distortion, some EQing, nothing too crazy here. Then we have a top layer for more attack. It stands out in the mix a lot more. And also I added some like white noisy distorted sine wave just to fill up the spectrum a bit more as well. We have more chords. These are more distorted ones. This one is from Secret and Sick Essentials 2. The processing has a disperser and a lot of distortion plugins on it, so without it. And also another layer. This one is basically just for more attack, and it's also going through the same processing. And yeah, these are the main layers in the drop. So for the structure of the drop, I removed the drums in the first 2 bars. And also the sidechain. And also we got some reverb automations on the lead. Which just fill up the gaps basically here. We got just some frog sounding sounds that's used as a fill. And here we transition into B part. On the first hit we have this fill. And yeah, here the drums start finally. Very nice and punchy. Yeah, the kick has a few layers. So this is the body and this is the top. Also another top layer, just for more punch. Even Smack added a bit more punch when they worked on it later. We got some open hi-hats, some closed hi-hats. And also we got the vocal chops.
I don't want to break it down. No, I don't want to break it down.
The processing on it's nothing too crazy.
I don't want to break it down. No, I don't want to break it.
Some OTT and some reverb and some kickstart. For the basses in the B part, we do have some change. We have some more layers. We have this nice top layer and also a Reese fill on the last 2 notes, which makes it go back to the A part together with the melody. And here we also have the resampled break, which has been OTT'd heavily and also sound goodized, bring it a bit to life and fit to the drop a bit more. And I just chopped it up. So this is how it sounds like here.
I don't want to break it down. I don't want to break it down.
You can hear some atmosphere in the background. This is made with Quanta. I just added some random vocal hook and yeah, I added a lot of grains to make it paddy and I basically routed it to the bus where I have these synths and then the melody comes back to the A part. In the melody, we have some change, some small change. So I basically just added this little note, which makes it just a little bit different. And I think that's more than enough for this one.
Break it down, break it down, break it down.
And here you can hear some different sounds. We have a core, which I have from Omnisphere, and I just sampled it and chopped it up. I think it sounded very epic, and I wanted to go for an epic feeling with the choirs throughout the drop. And also we have the chopped up break here as well. And also some random chords over here. I think it just sounded cool.
Break it down.
Then we go back to the A part and the second 8 bars.
I don't wanna break it down. I don't wanna break it down.
Here in the main sense, not much changes, but we have the chopped up chords playing with the lead as well. To fill it up a bit more. And in the B part, not much changes here. In the second B part, we have the vocal coming in, so we transition nicely to the break. We also have the full choir loop. And some snare fills. And also like a small fill made with the claps. Altogether it sounds pretty nice. Then we go into the second break, which didn't make it to the final track, but I still very much like it. It's very chill, but I think the final product, which Smack worked on, a bit more fitting to the track. I really like this part. I think it's very epic, but yeah, it's not in the final track, sadly. But my second break overall is pretty much the same as the first one, so probably that's the reason Smack changed it. We just have some ARPs here and there. Mainly the vocal changes here, which is the main difference. And yeah, we got a bit of a different build-up here.
Shorty fucking with my lifestyle. I know it's true.
So as you can hear, the drums stopped playing, so we got like a nice breakdown before the drop and last part of the build-up. In the middle of the build-up, we have a small fill, where we have some toms, which are panned left and right, and some sounds just stop here to, you know, give some silence before we get the big drums coming in. As you can see, we have the kicks coming in at a higher pace than in the first build-up, and the snares continue on for a little while longer, just before we have the pre-drop fill. And in the second drop, instead of starting off with a fake drop, I just started off with only kicks. And yeah, I went back to what we had in the first drop, basically. So this is it for my part. Then I sent the stems to Smack. They redid the second break, a bit of the drop. They mixed it properly and mastered it. And after that, they sent it to Spinnin Records. And we waited to see if they like it. And they liked it. And they signed it. And I was super happy at the time. It was my dream to release on Spinnin sometime, and it happened 2 years ago, which I'm super proud of. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and found something useful in there for you to use in your own productions, and see you in the next video.